LaBella was formed in 1978 by Sal, primarily as a civil engineering firm and working with mostly municipal clients and things like that. Sergio joined in 1981, so just a few years after that, and they began to develop other lines of business in different markets of the design industry.
They built the company into diverse service areas, and that's really the strength of the company. So we have 8 major divisions in the company, but we treat all those divisions as one company. We don't run it as a profit center, which is very different than some of the other firms in our industry. And by treating it as one company, the company has become successful because the business model changes from year to year based on economics, based on what is happening with funding within the communities that we serve. I mean, we've been growing probably by about 20% a year, and I think it's built on the foundation of that model.
I've known Sal for decades. He's been very involved in the whole downtown development world. He's been on our board of directors. His company's been a member of our organization for a very long time. Sal's path to being a successful entrepreneur, I think, has been guided heavily by a very strong, a powerful sense of values, his personal integrity, his respect for other people. I think all of those things, when you're starting a company and growing it, I think they're essential to creating a really strong backbone. And, you know, it's interesting to watch the transition once he left that leadership and how Sergio, Esteban, and others in the company have taken over leadership roles. And Sal, you know, in a lot of ways groomed and provided the growth opportunities for those people over the years, and it shows.
Well, his leadership style might be called that of a laid-back genius. He wasn't pushy, but he certainly knew what was going on better than most everybody else in the room. One incident, I was privileged to sit in on a very technical, high-level meeting with a bunch of very competent people, and the guy next to me was taking notes, and in big letters he wrote to himself, "Get a big insurance policy on Sal." And I asked him about it afterwards. He says he knows more than anybody else about what's going on here.
When I look for a leader, someone who I would hold up as a model, Sal is a person that comes to mind because he's ethical, he's committed, he's intentional about everything that he does. He's made an impact on the city, both in terms of the culture, the infrastructure, and in terms of the leadership and the political arena to really help it be a city that is improved and a city that is designed to serve people.
Sergio is a great choice for the Hall of Fame, first and foremost because he's a great businessman. He has taken a wonderful business that Sal LaBella built, expanded it, not only in this community, but now they have offices around the country, including outside the country in Spain. But he's also really cares about the Rochester community. So he combines great business leadership as well as community leadership. In terms of his philanthropic participation in the college, he's not only contributed personally, but he's helped us reach out to other people to contribute to the college. He's got great connections in the community, both with individuals and with organizations. And through him, we've been able to interest them in many of the things going on in the college. He's also helped us recruit students. He's very passionate about recruiting students, and so he's participated in that. He actually called students who were admitted to the college to tell them about why they should come to Nazareth.
Sal's leadership in the community has had ripple effects and impacts in ways I doubt the general public realizes. Some very large controversial projects, whether it was the Bosch and Lum Library or the Frontier Field or the Business Improvement District that we had downtown, and Sal's leadership in some very, very difficult, tricky projects that, you know, people were kind of wringing their hands and trying to figure out, what do we do? You know, the environment, the market, the economy in the city was changing during all that time period, and people were trying to understand, what does it mean? And Sal lent a kind of clear eye and an ability to evoke the kind of discussion that moved things forward in the community. And we know the outcome of a lot of these projects. They're built, they're successful, they're a source of community pride. And I don't think projects like that happen without people like Sal.
Sergio is probably the most positive person I've ever met. Just a believer in people. And he's been involved in a number of things in the community. Rochester Works. He's on the board at the Rochester Convention Center and Nazareth College, number of board initiatives. But all of those are really about giving back and believing in people and believing the community can be a better place. And that culture from both of them has become an integral part of our firm. So much so that the employees, we have a program in the company called LINK. It's LaBella in the Community. And it's involved in all sorts of mentorship, support for different groups that need support. Big supporters of education in the community. Education is really the key to the success of our region. So the company's always been very strong in terms of its support for that. And just recognizing that and seeing how the employees have now taken that as their own initiative with Link has been it's quite wonderful to see. I think it's a wonderful testament beyond the nuts and bolts of architecture and engineering that people are familiar with that really make LaBella a special place.